All right, when you guys take attendance, Mrs. Brown, I think typically, she keeps a spreadsheet, the NHS canned attendance, and she'll make a new tab that'll have February's attendance. So, like right here, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and name this new one. Let me put the name in there. There we go. We'll rename it and we'll call it our example. Okay, but this is where all of the numbers are going to show up in column A. And I believe Ms. Brown is going to do that. And just so we have some data, I'm going to go ahead and copy this. So you wouldn't have to do this part. So in our example, I'm going to go ahead and put those ID numbers. So we'll pretend that these are from February. So we're going to go over to all members, green tab, because this is all the dates that you've been keeping attendance. So what we're going to do here is we want to do, we're going to say example, and this is where we put February. Okay, then we need to put a formula. And basically the formula is going to compare what you see here in column A, which is our ID number, against what we see in here, all the kids who are there who scanned in. So the formula, it's kind of a long formula, but I'm going to show you here like how to read it. Okay, so to start a formula, you start where you want the answer to go. So we're going to start in A2, and you always start with an equal. And the formula is called a VLOOKUP. So V is actually for vertical, and then okay, and then you can kind of see that it's going to start helping you. Then you need a parenthesis. This is really helpful. These parts here tell you what the formula needs. So the first question that's bold, well, what's the lookup value? The lookup value is the ID number. So I'm going to click A2. And that just happens to be the ID number for Aman Abbas. Okay, right now we're in row 2, so that's why we're doing Aman. Then you can tell we need a comma, so comma. And this is where it starts to get like, oh yeah, a few more steps. But the table array. The table array is, well, where am I going to find, like what am I comparing this to? Well, I'm comparing it to this tab that we named example, which eventually will be February. So I'm going to click on example. Okay, and then it wants me to highlight everything I want to compare it to. So I'm going to start here in A1, and these are all the scanned ID numbers. So I'll go all the way down, and there's a lot. Okay. So I've done that, and then you can see there were 237 ID numbers. Now, this is one thing that's easy to forget, but in Excel, you have something called absolute and relative references. Now, A2, as it is relative. When I copy this formula, it's going to go to A3, A4, A5, and I want it to do that. When I copy the formula for A1 to A237, I don't want that to go to A238 because there's nothing in A238. I want these to stay absolute. I want it to stay just like that. So you're going to press 4. And if you'll notice, dollar sign showed up. We want those dollar signs because what that means is absolute. Dollar sign A, dollar sign 1, colon, which is through, dollar sign A, dollar sign 37 means stay right there. Don't go to 238, don't go to column B. Okay, so that's kind of like a tricky thing to remember, but it's 4. All right, then we want comma. I'm going to type in a 1 because this has to do with like true or false. You're going to find it in here. And if you don't find it in here, it's false. And I think it'll make, oops, I need a comma after the 1 comma false. So if we don't find it, it's going to have that NA, as you'll see. So I'm going to do parentheses and hit enter. Okay, so it brought me back to numbers because if this is the formula that we just typed in. We did equal VLOOKUP, look up whatever's in A2 on the example sheet, anywhere between A1 to A37. If it's there, we want you to put that number. Otherwise, if it's false, you're going to put NA. Okay? Then I want to copy this down to all the students. So I'm just going to do it once. And in this little square, I'm going to zoom in so you can see it better. In the corner of A2, you have that little square. If you put your cursor on it, you get the black cross sign. I'm just going to grade it once. Ooh, the student was there. Okay, but look at the formula. The formula this time, remember we were looking at Aman, well now we're looking at Ali. And notice we didn't have the dollar signs because it was relative. But this stayed the same because we wanted it to look at example sheet just 1 to 237. We didn't want it to keep moving down. So because this person scanned in, their ID number showed up. Okay, so I can go ahead and I'm going to pull this all the way down by using that square. Okay, and if they were there, their ID number shows up. And I built in conditional formatting, which I'll go ahead and I can pre-format these. Let me go back up there. I'm using it out. And I can build the conditional formatting in. Pop that out a little bit. Let me grab this and I wonder, okay, good. Let me pause this.